Hello, everyone! Welcome to Lockdown Lunch with me, Kelly Ransom. This is episode, I have no idea. And so this week, I've been focusing on having guests who are from out of state, because this show, I don't think anyone's watching who doesn't know, but this show is on in Boston, Massachusetts. So I thought it would be fun to have a week where we have a diversity of states of seeing what their other people's experiences are like. Today, I have the pleasure of having the very first guest from my family on. I would like to welcome and introduce everyone to my cousin, Aimee Goldstein.
Hi. So good to see you. Hi.
So happy to see you.
You too. You look very cute in your bee outfit for Earth Day.
Thank you. Happy Earth Day.
Right, oh my God, we are related. Okay.
Aimee is originally from Marshfield, right?
Yeah. Well, lived in Hyde Park for like the first couple years of my life.
Right,
then Marshfield, then like all over Massachusetts, and now Leadville, Colorado.
Now she's in Leadville, Colorado, which is super far away from here. And it's not lunchtime there, I don't think.
No, it's 10 in the morning, so I'm taking an early lunch break.
I appreciate you.
No problem.
Being on so early. So Aimee is a semester boarding school registrar, and we'll figure out what that is in a little bit, and an amateur metalsmith. So I'll also talk about that. But the most important question is, for my sake and for those watching now or later, what day is it?
It's Wednesday, which I know because I'm still able to go into work, like physically go to work. But on Wednesdays, I work from home because like somebody else comes in and covers my duties on campus on Wednesdays.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't know the date. I think it's the 22nd. First. Second. 22nd.
Earth Day. Auntie Kath is watching. She says she remembered to watch. So.
Hi, Kath.
Hi. So, everyone watching in Boston knows how it went down here. Yesterday we had how it went down in New York, and the day before that we had how it went down in California. But how did this whole lockdown craziness pandemic thing go down in Colorado?
Well, so I live in Leadville, which is like a really small rural mountain town in the heart of the Rockies. It's actually the highest incorporated city in the country. So we're like at 10,200 feet. And we have a pretty small population. But when when COVID first started, there was a person who flew in for vacation from Italy, I think, like weeks and weeks ago, and was like the first case in Colorado. Went on a ski vacation, maybe like 45 minutes from here in Summit County. And so I think that's kind of like how it started here. And then not long after that, they decided to close down all the ski resorts. And then, restaurants like doing only takeout, closing down all the stores. The school that I work at, we sent our students home like weeks ago now. So I think it's pretty similar in that most things are closed.
Yeah.
And luckily, I'm still able to physically go to work, which makes it feel a little more normal.
You get to leave, right?
Yeah, I go to work in my office. I have my own office, so I'm like one of a handful of people that still go there, which feels nice because I'm not in the house like nonstop. And also, my husband Tony is an auto mechanic, and that's considered essential. So he's able to go and work on cars and also be out of the house. So I think that's saving us a little bit.
So you guys are kind of being normal.
Sort of, yeah. The school that I work at normally would have 48 students from all over the country living on campus, and then like 25 staff. And it was just crazy busy all the time, like lots of energy. And so now I go there and it's like 4 people, a ghost town. So that feels weird and sad, but at least they get like sort of a schedule. So yeah,
right.
That's
yeah, no, I mean, I haven't been in my physical office since March.
I know, it's like, how long has it even been now?
11? Well, I went on vacation. So I left early. I left the office before.
West, right?
Huh?
You were in Key West like and came home to this.
We were like in Key West when it was like going down.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite places ever. It's such a bummer that your vacation sort of got.
Yeah, we're planning on once we can, once it's safe, we're gonna go do a redo. Because we had a great time, but it was just the most stressful, scary thing ever. Like, we didn't know if we were gonna get off how we were gonna get off the island. Like,
I mean, I guess there's worse places to be stuck if they wouldn't let you come back.
Well, yeah, so we left on a Thursday, like the March 19th, and then the rumor was, they're going to start kicking people off the island, which luckily they didn't do until Sunday. So we had already bounced by then, but when we tried to rent a car and everything, it was hard.
Yeah, so. I can imagine. Yeah, Tony and I were supposed to be on our honeymoon, even though we've been married for years now, but we never really booked a honeymoon and decided this year, like, okay, before he starts school and we have time, like, let's just do it. And so we like pulled the trigger and booked a trip to Honduras and booked an Airbnb and like had all these plans. And then we're supposed to be there right now, but we're not. So one day we'll go on a honeymoon when we're like married now. Probably for 10 years we'll go on a honeymoon or something.
At least you're not stuck in.
Yeah.
At least you're not stuck. That's like, we were really scared about getting, not necessarily stuck, but like, do we have to drive home? Are they going to cancel?
Yeah, having like a really complicated exit plan. So I'm glad you're home with your hot dog paintings.
Yeah. So how else has your life changed?
I think probably like the main thing that Tony and I notice is we have like a really big, close community of friends here. And so we spend a lot of time with them and see our friends all the time. And so not being able to get together in like large groups with all of our friends has been challenging.
You guys play that weird game, right? What is that?
The weird game.
On the ice. Curling.
Curling,
yeah.
My team was the curling champions, the Leadville curling champions this season. So luckily curling wrapped up before this all happened. But yeah, it's just, we have a really small town. And so all of our friends live like really close proximity, and just not being able to hang out is such a bummer, especially because we are moving in August. And so we had sort of pictured our last months in Leadville to just be like months long party. And instead we're just hanging out with each other, which is fine, but it's not the same.
Have you been talking to everyone? Have you been doing like the Zoom hangouts and all that?
We haven't been doing the Zoom. We've like seen friends in passing. Like luckily we have a lot of outdoor access here. And so it's easy to meet up with like a friend or two to go for a walk or for a ski. So yeah, that I did a Zoom yoga coffee hour with all my girlfriends from Massachusetts on Sunday, which was really nice. And then we like read a book through an app to Tony's nephew. Yeah, like our nephew Gil, he's like 3, and so he picked out some books on this little app, and we were able to read through like
adorable.
But yeah, I think also we used to just go to the grocery store every day. Like we would never do groceries, and so planning ahead has been actually really nice. And like we also are suckers for takeout, and for like going out to dinner. Yeah, so for like going out to dinner all the time, like we've had to cut back on that. So it's been nice to like have the routine of doing groceries like every week and a half or so, and then just cooking at home together has been nice. And then also Dunkin, our dog, I feel like he's suffering, missing all of his huge dog gang of friends. So, but yeah, we're hanging in there though. I feel like I'm handling it pretty well.
I think you are. You look like you are.
Thanks. Well, I'm just excited to see you.
What's it like planning to move during this? Is it harder or is it the same?
It feels like a little more complicated. I think, like I had mentioned earlier, Tony is doing a 100-mile ultra marathon August 22nd in Leadville. And so the reason that we're staying that long is because of that race. And so originally we had planned to like pre-move a bunch of stuff maybe in July, and then come back, live in our house with just like the bare minimum until the race, do the race, and then just like hit the road like the day after because he starts school that week.
That's wild. That's too much.
Yeah. So that was originally the plan. But now if the race is canceled, I don't know what that will look like. If we'll just like still do a pre-move and then move later, or we'll just move all, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like all up in the air.
It sounds intense. I'm honest. I'm surprised. I mean, life goes on, right? But like, I'm so surprised at the amount of people I know moving during all of this. Or
yeah, it does seem crazy. I had to call and set up a bunch of utilities and stuff the other day, and just like calling people and telling them that I was closing on a house felt like they were like, "What the hell are you? Why are you doing
why?"
But it's got to happen. So we'll figure it out. It's just going to be a little complicated, and especially because we've acquired a lot of things in our home now in Colorado that we want to bring with us.
You probably have a lot of gear because you guys are like out.
Oh my God. I have like a bit of gear, but Tony's got like a lot of gear. Tools. But he has like, because he's a mechanic, he has a lot of tools and like heavy stuff. So yeah, it's going to be complicated, but we'll get there.
So he's a mechanic and he's like a mountain man, and now he's going to become a lawyer.
Yeah. It's exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
There's rumors that I've heard. I try not to watch news too much because it's not good for me, and I just tend to spiral, and I do. But I heard Colorado is one of the states that's considering opening back up.
I did hear that some restrictions were supposed to be lifted maybe on the 26th of April, which is like not that far away. Although I don't know where I got that information. I
don't know where I got my information either.
Yeah, just like I feel like I heard that. Yeah, I just like I don't know how I feel about that. It makes me nervous because I just don't want to like backslide and then have to start all over again.
No.
I know they're out of school like for the rest of the year here for sure.
Yeah, they just decided that here yesterday.
Yeah.
But not anything about non-essential employees. So I'm just.
Yeah, I haven't. I also like avoid the news because it makes me like start having a bit of a panic.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know, but I have heard that, and again, I don't know where I heard it from. But
I'm glad you're not for it either.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It makes me nervous, I guess.
Hi, Tess. Yes, my black hair's back.
I know. Your black hair is perfect for the pandemic, though. Blonde Kelly like wouldn't be able to handle this.
Blonde Kelly can't handle this. She was having a bit of trouble. So it was so weird. It was like, I mean, you've known me my whole life, and for a long chunk of it, I had black hair.
Yeah, like almost always.
Once I put it back on, it hasn't been black until since my wedding. So 5-6 years ago. And then a little bit longer after that. Once I did it, sorry, Shannon, I know she's mad, my stylist.
Oh.
I felt like I put my safety helmet back on.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm ready. I've got this.
Like your pandemic power buns give you power.
So, oh, you're frozen. You told me this would happen. Hello. Kelly told me to entertain everybody if she disappears, so I'll show you guys my dog. Dunkin, come here. He's named after Dunkin' Donuts because I am from Massachusetts and have a loyalty towards Dunkin' Donuts. So hold on one second. This is Dunkin'.
Yay! Most people's response thus far when I have frozen has been to grab their pet. So.
Well, he's so cute. Look how cute he is.
Oh, he's so cute.
I know.
Oh my God, I love him. I can't wait to meet him in person.
Yeah, he's kind of like a little weirdo, but he's great.
Well, so are my cats. So, so what I was asking before I froze. So you're a semester boarding school registrar at a school with no students.
Yes.
How the heck does that, what is that job to begin with? And how do you have no students?
What is this? I guess to start, what is this? So I work at this school called the High Mountain Institute. It's in Leadville. And it is it offers a bunch of programming, some summer programs, a gap program, and the program that I work for is the semester program, which is for high school students to sort of like if you were to go abroad in college, but they do it in high school.
That's cool.
And so students apply from all over the country and sometimes all over the world to come live on our campus and like take their academic courses there and then do like backpacking and ski trips. And so they all live at school, which is like the main part of why I love my job is because it's like surrounded by a bunch of like awesome 16, 17-year-old kids. And so they're all home now, which is a bummer because I come in, like normally I would come in and I get to bring my dog to work, which is great. I know, isn't that great?
That's
I would come in like every morning with the dog and people would just like rush to my office to pet him, like say good morning. There's breakfast for me every morning there, lunch with all of the students. So just like working at a boarding school with no students physically there has been bizarre.
Are the teachers still teaching or anything? Or?
Yeah, so we transitioned like right away to online classes, and so the teachers like teach live through Zoom, and then residential life is like a big part of what we do at my school, and so that's all sort of transitioned to online. So I've like hosted like lunch hangout for some kids, and like people host exercises and like random activities. But yeah, it just like it's really strange to not have that energy and all of those people there like 24/7. So now when I go into school, I like unlock the door because I'm like sometimes the only one coming in. Yeah, and I just feel sad for them because they like developed this really close community and they're all just like best buds, and then they just kind of had to.
How many students is it typically?
It's typically 48 per semester, like mostly juniors in high school, some seniors. But it's just a really cool program, which I didn't realize existed until I started working there.
So what's a registrar do? I honestly don't even know.
I do, like, I'm the administrative coordinator too. So I just do like a lot of admin stuff.
Okay.
Basically I am like the front office, and then the registrar portion is like, putting together all of their transcripts and their like end of semester mailing, like when we have to send information to their like they all come from their regular high school. So we have to communicate really well with them.
That's so cool though. That must be so fun.
Awesome. It's a great job. And yeah, I just wish I could go back in time and like be a student there.
Yeah, it sounds like totally up your alley.
Amazing. I know. Yeah. They just like get to do, they don't have cell phones while they're there, which is really cool, I think.
So like no social media?
No, they do. Like they have laptops that they can access for like class and study hall. And then we have landline phones, which is funny because they're all like, wait, how do I use this? Not having a cell phone in their pocket all the time that they're just constantly looking at. Like they just like you walk around and kids having conversations because that's all they can really do without a cell phone, which is so cool.
They're growing up how we grew up.
I know, yeah. It's like going back in time, and they live like in cabins that they have to heat with wood that they chop, and then they're like solar powered. They have to do chores every morning. They all have to like be on a cook crew, which is like kitchen duty. So they all like prepare food for like 60 plus people. Like it's just there's a lot of cool. It's awesome. I know. I thought you'd appreciate that one.
I don't like the chopping the wood part though. I don't know. I'm not outdoorsy. At all. I'm outdoorsy and I like to drink outside. That's about it.
Yeah, you're indoorsy.
I'm indoorsy. I don't do camping. I don't do.
Have you ever been camping?
Remember why I didn't go to your bachelorette party?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh shit, I forgot.
No camping.
No camping. Yeah. Up. Oh, I think she disappeared again. But yeah, for my bachelorette party, I decided it would be a good idea to go camping in Franconia Notch, New Hampshire. And Kelly was like really, really trying to come up until I think like 2 or 3 days before. And she was like, I cannot do it. Like I will have to come home. So, which is actually really good that she didn't come because Bear showed up to our campsite the first morning and was like licking our picnic table. Which freaked some people out. And I know that if Kelly was there, she probably would have picked up. Oh, hi, you're back.
Saying how stressed out I was about your bachelorette party.
I know. I was just like going over the overview, and I don't know if I had ever told you this, that
the bear.
The bear, yeah. You would have been like, peace, can't stay. So
I would have walked home.
It's a good thing you weren't there, yeah.
So, no, thank you.
He was really cute.
So, I'm going to do something a little different today since Aimee's family. I've never had a family member on here, and our family is watching. I have this photo that I've had forever, and I just looked at the date. It's from 2002.
Oh my God, my cheeks are so red.
We're so cute. Super cool.
Really cool.
It looks like you're wearing a Bob Marley shirt.
Yeah, and like that Neil Young choker.
And I'm wearing a spiky necklace. But I think that I'm okay with you indulging the audience on talking about what I was like as a kid.
Okay. I would say that you were very rebellious. Surprise. Like I was thinking of a couple things this morning, like that I was your sponsor for
oh my God.
Confirmation, and we had to go
confirmed, y'all.
Me too. And we had to go to like a day-long orientation, and you made me leave early. I remember you were like, let's sneak out the set. But you still managed to get confirmed somehow. Like I was certain that maybe they were going to be like, no.
Like, screw this.
And then I was also thinking of when you like near drown.
I was telling my friends earlier to tune in to possibly hear this drowning story.
You come to Marshfield to our house like in the summer and would stay for like a weekend or a week. I don't even remember. But we were like beach people, so we would always go to the beach and
every day,
like all the time. And you like lost your balance or something in like knee deep water, and we're like laying like sprawled out. You were basically underwater because you just didn't realize you could stand up. And so you were like, I'm drowning. And then I don't know if my dad like just picked you up and like stood you up, and then you were like, you couldn't even like bear to stand in the water, and you were just like, bring me to land. Your dad had to like carry you out of the ocean, when I think you probably could have just easily like walked, but you were like, you got pretty traumatized.
It was a very dramatic child.
And then I was also thinking of this one time that my mom had brought us to DSW and told us we should like, get like a new pair of shoes. And I picked out this navy blue pair of Chucks, which I still have like 20 something years later.
Dang, that's old.
But you had picked out these like platform leather boots with like flames like all up the side. And my mom was like, I don't know, do you think Karen would let her have these? And I was like, it doesn't matter. She's getting this.
My mom was not thrilled, but I wore them anyway. I wish I still had them.
They were very cool.
They were like Marilyn Manson boots.
Yeah, I mean, you were very cool.
Aimee was my only like cousin closest to my age, besides my cousin Jimmy, but me and Aimee hung out more. Jimmy's Amy's brother.
Hi, Jen, you're watching?
Hi. And I thought Aimee was the coolest person in the entire world.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I did. I looked at. She would give me all her old clothes and like.
I know. I was thinking of that too. I would like give you all my bags of old clothes.
She introduced me to Blink-182.
I just brought in a bag of old clothes to my work to like share with my coworker because she brought me like a bag of old clothes. So
I do it all the time now. I like give it to my friends and stuff, but we've been doing that since forever.
Yeah.
And then the music that you listen, I know you introduced me to Blink-182, which stuck with me.
Oh, that's
but amazing. I tried so hard to like the Grateful Dead and all that music that you liked back then. I was like 13 and I just couldn't do it.
It's really funny because I feel like I kind of like went away from the Grateful Dead for a little while. in my like late 20s, early 30s, but then moving back to Leadville is like full of hippies, and it just like brought everything back. And I was like, okay, I'm back.
Aimee's always been a hippie.
But I was thinking that also like Danny was the reason that I got into the Grateful Dead, because I inherited a bunch of his CDs. Danny is like our uncle that passed away years ago. But I just feel like I get so many of my personality traits from him, but my taste in music, I think for sure. But yeah, the Grateful Dead CD that I inherited when I was like 11, 10, I don't know.
Danny passed when I was 8, and
okay, yeah, so it must have been
out of all the people you would ever imagine. It's just the weirdest thing. I was a theater kid, for those of you who don't know, in high school. Loved Broadway, still love Broadway, always loved Broadway. And my Uncle Danny wasn't like our Uncle Danny. I don't know. He was just he liked everything. He listened to everything. He did everything. He was like the weirdo in our family, but like very much celebrated weirdo. He got me into musicals.
Yeah, I inherited the Cats soundtrack from him also.
Like, he was the first person to ever play Les Miserables, the original Broadway CD, and I was obsessed. So,
like, where did he come from? I still to this day,
I have no idea. He was like he was trying to teach me yoga. He taught me how to sneak into movies, and I was like 8, so like this is really young. He taught me how to like you go see one movie and then you could sneak in to another one. And he was always eating like food that isn't actually weird, but in my family it was weird, like spicy food and stuff.
Yeah, and like healthy stuff. He exercised.
He took vitamins.
He traveled. He read books.
He was wicked cool, and he definitely made me the freak that I am today. But he had big influence on both of us, and like the whole family. I think we're more accepting of flying the freak flag because of that.
Probably.
And I say freak in the most loving way.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
He was the best weirdo. So enough about our family. You have the opportunity to go outside, and you're in like mountain land. So like, what have you been doing outside?
Yeah, so I feel so lucky to be in Leadville right now, because the access to the outdoors that we have is just like, it's incomparable. It's awesome. And so like last night, Tony and I, our local ski mountain, which is one of our favorite places, closed down several weeks ago now, which was like a total bummer because this was our last season there. But we still have the opportunity to go there and like hike up, or so like skin up, which is like you go up on your skis, or what I have is a split board. So it's like a snowboard that splits into skis so you can move your feet.
What? That's
separately.
Cool.
So you can go up. So we went last night and just went up, like shared a beer at the top, and then went down, and we were able to do that after work because it's staying light a lot later now, which is awesome. But just still like cross-country skiing, accessible, like hiking, trails, just there's so much space here in a very short distance.
You're so lucky. You're the first person I've talked to that's gotten to ski during all of this. Yeah,
like we just feel so lucky. And like where I work is like pretty removed, but I have a friend that lives close to there, and she was able to walk down, and we went for a walk. And it's just like, we're really lucky that we can have this access to the outdoors, because we both thrive on that too. So if we were just trapped in a city, I don't know how we would be doing mentally. I think pretty bad.
Rick wanted to say
so
hi.
Then I think of all you guys like stuck. It's sort of like in really
I'm
populated
legit
areas.
Stuck.
Yeah.
It's freezing out. It's raining. I hate it.
Oh man. Is it cold there?
Yeah, I'm freezing.
Yeah, it snowed here last week, a couple days, like just
it
briefly.
Snowed here on Saturday. Not bad, but like
I saw that. I was like, oh man, Massachusetts.
I just want to have a beer on my porch. I guess if that's my biggest problem, I'm doing pretty good.
I know, that's what I was like. Something happened the other week that was like so ridiculous that Tony and I were both annoyed by. And I was like, if that's our biggest problem, like,
right.
I think we're okay.
I'm like complaining, like, oh, I'm in so many Zoom meetings. All I do is work. And I'm like, working. And
I know. That's why I'm like, I feel so lucky. Like, I'm really busy right now because all of our students for the next semesters, like 2021, are all enrolling and doing their paperwork and sending in their deposits and stuff. And so that's keeping me super busy. And I just feel really like excited by that and like lucky.
Yeah.
That
It's like hopeful too that like,
yeah, I'm like
life
PC,
will
everyone
go
is like
on.
looking forward. But yeah, yeah, we just feel lucky to be here. It's crazy though, because our town, even though it's really small, is kind of like a big tourist destination. And normally on the weekends, it's kind of a zoo. And just
Oh, it
to
must
take
be
Dunkin,
empty, right?
yeah, like take Dunkin for a walk down our main street, which is kind of like this old Western, like you picture like shootouts and stuff there. And it's just like dead, which is crazy because normally it's like just bustling. So it feels weird.
It's been bustling around here. I don't ever go out on the front porch and not
Because
see
you
someone
just see it.
or cars.
Yeah.
Like, people are out. I don't know what they're doing. I hope some of them
Do
are.
you guys have any like insights into when restrictions might be lifted in mass or no? Nothing's been said.
I mean, they just closed schools. It's supposed to be lifted. The non-essentials is supposed to be lifted May 4th, which is like a week and a half from now. And like, we're just kind of waiting because like that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, people are still getting sick.
Yeah.
There's still new cases. Supposedly,
Yeah, I think we only have 5
surge is-
cases in our county, so that's good.
5? That's it?
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's
a very
really
small
good.
county, but yeah. So
I think Massachusetts, the number that I might have caught, the most recent number I might have caught is like we're near almost 2,000 deaths in the whole state.
wow, yeah.
Kind of is really, it's really sad, but it's also great. I can't believe that. Like,
It's really crazy. I was saying to Tony like last night that it seems like such a surreal situation that's going on that it's like hard for me to wrap my head around something that like I only could have imagined because I'm obsessed with like horror movies and just like apocalyptic stuff. And so to have something like this actually happening, I'm like struggling to realize that it's like actually really happening. I don't know.
I feel like I've been waiting for this moment my whole life, and now it's here, and I'm like,
Me too.
sucks.
Like I felt like I was always going to be like alive for some sort of like epic catastrophe. Like I don't know why. I just always felt like something bad was going to happen in my life.
Same.
And I'm like, is this it? Like I don't know. It's just weird.
I would have preferred Signs, like
Me
Alien.
too. Or like some sort of like Independence Day scenario.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah, something like Alien related.
So Amy's super special in our family because she's one of the few very creative people.
My mom, I get it from my mom.
Your mom is a seamstress? Is that the right term? Seamstress?
Well, now I would say she's like a hardcore knitter.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she was a seamstress. So growing up, she owned a bridal shop.
Oh, yeah.
So she owned a bridal shop, was a seamstress, like would make all of my clothes when I was younger. She made one of my best friend's prom dresses, I remember. But yeah, since she's retired, she's really gotten into knitting. And every time I talk to her, she's like, oh, I'm just knitting. She's making me like a sweater t-shirt right now. And she just made me this awesome, like coat, this really heavy, like wool sweater coat. So yeah, I think I get, although I can't knit, like I've had her try and show me so many times.
Knit, but.
And within like 10 minutes, I've screwed it up. So.
I'm covered in fur. Look at this.
But yeah, I like to think I'm creative enough.
So, but you're an amateur metalsmith.
Yes. So
what the, how, why, what is that?
So I actually took my very first class in JP near Bella Luna. There's like an
Stony Brook,
Stony Brook. Yeah. So I took.
I love them.
Like a make your own ring workshop there when we lived in Massachusetts.
Great
5. Yeah, it was awesome. So that was probably maybe 5 years ago. And then we were living in Waltham at the time, and there's a studio in Waltham called Metalworks. And I think they sent like a flyer or something for a like 10, I think it was like 8 weeks long, like 2 nights a week after work, like intro. And I just kind of got hooked. And then there was like a jeweler's bench that I had my eye on Craigslist, and then it disappeared. And turns out Tony had bought it for me, like not even knowing that I was looking at it. He had like hid it in the basement of our apartment. And it was either like Christmas or my birthday. And he like was like, hey, I have something, and like go in the other room. And he like brought it up, and it was this old bench that I'd been like looking at. So that was kind of the catalyst. And I mostly just do it as a hobby. Like I make stuff for myself because I love jewelry. And for friends, and then like as gifts, and then I've done like some craft fairs, and I have a little Instagram, but it's more like a hobby. I feel like
That's
hobbies have hobbies have like gone away, and everyone's like, oh, you should sell that.
Yes.
Like when you have a hobby, it's like, oh, start a business. And I'm like,
yes.
Oh. Like I would love to do that, I think, but also like I have a job that I love. And so this is kind of just a side thing to keep me busy and make me feel fulfilled. Although I feel like I'm in a creative funk right now with all this going
Yeah,
on.
it's kind of hard.
Which most people are like, oh, all the free time, like let's just create a million things. And I'm like, I feel like zero creativity right now. But
I've been struggling with, I don't do stuff like that, but writing has been hard. But so you have your little studio, Wild Aster Studio.
Yes.
So people can find that on Instagram if they want to see.
Yeah, if you go on Instagram, it's Wild Aster Studio, and it's if you see something that you like, you could ask me if it's available for purchase. Or if you like want something created, I'm happy to like talk through.
And you're wearing stuff right now. Can we see?
Yeah, so I like made this ring.
So cool.
That's not for sale because the stone I feel like is too cool to let go. And then this. I made this
pretty.
The turquoise. Yeah. Oh, this is my mom's handwriting. I don't know if you've seen that.
When did you get that?
For my birthday last year.
I love it. No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, it was just like a little note from her that I used to keep on the fridge. And so I was like, I'm just going to get that on my body.
Hi, Auntie Beth.
I bet she's watching. She was like, oh, I'm so excited. But yeah. So.
Well, that's
cool.
How
has your writing been going?
I think it's, wait, what'd you say?
I said, how's your writing been going?
Oh, it's like in spurts.
Yeah, I found that
poem. I started back up in, so I wrote as a kid, always, all the time, nonstop, always was writing. And then about 11 years ago, it has nothing to do with Christopher, but I just like stopped. And then this will be a nice segue into our next conversation. I started going to therapy in August, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. I don't want to do this for years. And through therapy and like talking to her, like we did all these exercises, and there's a name for the type of exercises we've been doing, but it's like, why do you feel that way? Okay, now let that one go aside and go down, right? So she was like, so what do you want to do like with your life, basically? This wasn't like the first session. And I was like, well, I have plan A, I have plan B, I have plan C, and then if those plans don't work, she's like, no, like if you're just completely, and we kept like going down and going down and going down and going down. She's like, what do you want the most? And I was like, to be writing more than anything. So then I started back up, and it was going really well. And I was like, and I dug up all my old stuff. So
I know. I was gonna say it's amazing that you still have all of that, like
hoarder, like slightly a hoarder. So I've been posting old stuff and new stuff, and then I was feeling really great and confident, and like I started an Instagram. And I've joined some poetry communities and whatever. And then this all happened, and now I'm just like
paralyzed.
It's like, Kelly, you can't keep writing pandemic poetry. Like,
who says?
I do, because it's like not even. I say that my writing is to uncensor my trauma, right?
Yeah.
Well, like.
This is traumatic.
I want to be writing about past stuff, and all I can think about now is like, do I have a fever? Like,
well, but this, I do think this is like a shared traumatic experience. So
yes,
yeah,
but I get the creative funk, and it's okay.
Yeah. But that poem that I sent you the other day that you had written about your grandmother or Grammy, I had actually taken photos of a bunch of stuff in my parents' basement when I helped them move like a couple years ago. And I had just been scrolling through and I was like, oh my God, a poem I should share that with Kelly.
I wrote that when I was like 9.
I don't have it here, but it's in my parents' basement and like in a frame.
Aunt Kathy said that she has it somewhere too. And my dad probably has it in his box of stuff.
Sure.
I think I read it at the...
You did. Yeah, you did.
funeral or service or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
I've always been a little poet. I don't like call myself a poet or anything like that because I don't know. I just write, whatever. I don't call myself anything. But so besides being creative and being outside, what are some things you've been doing for your mental health through all this?
I feel like I'm just kind of ignoring everything that's going on.
That's fine.
I'm fine. I think going into work, like I do have the choice to work from home. But I think physically going to work is helping me not feel so like freaked out by what's going on. And also like I've been listening to just like a lot of podcasts, mostly murder mysteries, which I don't know why that.
Oh, do you have any recommendations?
Well, right now I'm just listening to My Favorite Murder, which I've been listening to there's like a million episodes. Also, a while ago, I listened to one called Someone Knows Something, and it's like Canadian broadcasting. And it was pretty interesting, just like about like unsolved mysteries. And then one that I listened to like quite a while ago was called Up and Vanished, which was also interesting. But I don't know if that's good or bad for my mental health, but that's been keeping me kind of distracted. And then
my friends into the murder scene.
Yeah. Like what? I don't know. And then Tony and I, like, we're moving to New Hampshire and we're closing on a house. So that's been a good distraction, I think. And then also my dog, like he needs exercise. And so even if I do feel in a funk and I don't want to like get out of my house, being like Dunkin needs to go outside has been helpful. Yeah. And then also just like, connecting with family and friends.
That's good. Those are all good things.
Taking a deep breath.
Yeah.
What about you?
Me? Mental health? Oh God, girl, don't even.
Have you been doing like anything that's helping?
This show keeps me showered and sober and dressed.
Yeah, I do feel like showering, like doing my makeup, putting on like real person clothes helps me feel a little more functional.
So
I remember you being like, wow, what do my neighbors think I'm doing? Like all dressed up.
Oh, I go outside before the show every day and do an activity that I have a cup of coffee anyway.
Yeah.
And they're like, there she is. I can tell by then they have masks on and I can still tell that they're like,
well, like what is she wearing?
Why is this girl head to toe? Like, you guys can't see the other half of like my outfits usually, but I always have like shoes on and.
Wow, I'm like,
but
this is my shoe right now.
So that's been my response mentally, I guess, is to do this.
Yeah.
I am planning on not doing it anymore. Hopefully I'm thinking by June I'm gonna stop because like go outside and eat your lunch. Stop being cooped up watching me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do therapy once a week. I take my meds. I'm on not a lot of meds, but a little bit of meds.
It's helpful.
And your therapist has been I'm not killing it.
Yeah, but you're surviving. You're thriving.
Yes, I am definitely in survival mode. And who would have thought that survival mode Kelly needed to be a talk show host? That's what she needs. So like I give it to her.
Yeah.
So we're getting I wanted
oh no. Kelly's frozen face right now is actually pretty awesome. Oh no, I spilled my coffee. We'll just wait because I think she had one more question. Don't mind me. I'm just going to check my text messages real quick.
It took me a while to get back this time because I was laughing at the screen that got frozen on.
Yeah, you're like. One more question.
Why it freezes and what's freezing, but I'm only so smart. But But I was going to ask you, besides your podcast, is there any like movie or TV recommendations that you have for everyone watching?
Let's see. We're watching a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix. We just watched Unorthodox on Netflix, which was like 4 episodes, sort of like a mini series, which was really good. We are watching Money Heist.
I watched the preview for that, but
yeah, it's pretty good. It's dubbed, so I can't tell if like I'd rather watch it in like just with the subtitles or with the dubbing. Cause
yeah,
like, I don't know, but we've been watching the dubbed version so far. It's pretty good. A movie that we just watched recently that we both really loved was Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, I want to see that one.
It was so good. It was really, yeah, we really liked it. Okay. And then I just read A Man Called Ove. Have you read that? It's just like, it's a sweet book about kind of like this old curmudgeon, and about his just like relationships with his neighbors and sort of like mourning the loss of his wife. And it was just like, and I guess they made it into like a movie. So maybe I'll watch that soon.
Wait, it's not the one with Bill Murray.
No, it's like a Swedish movie.
Oh, okay.
They made
Bill Murray movie
came out like a couple years ago.
That has like similar premise.
There's a new Bill Murray movie. I love Bill Murray.
Yeah, no, I think it's Bill Murray and Melissa McCarthy, I think.
Oh, really?
Am I making this up?
I don't know.
No, and like he lives next door and he's like a jerk neighbor.
Oh, wait, I think...
And he befriends the kid.
No, Tony and I saw that. It was really good.
Okay, yeah. I didn't make it.
Yeah, no, it was really, really good.
St. Vincent. Thank you, Tess.
Yes. That was really sweet. He's like the best. I just wish that I could meet him in real life.
Bill Murray, if you're watching.
You know what I was thinking was, I don't know why I was thinking this. Did you meet Rob Schneider in real life, or did I make that up?
I did! Thank you for reminding me.
Because I was like thinking, because I love John Leguizamo and Tony's. I was like, okay.
I'm just going to tell that story very quickly.
Like, loves a guy that's like kind of like not the most attractive guy ever. So everyone has their one. And Christopher loves Jennifer Aniston. She's wonderful and beautiful. That makes sense.
I love Rob Schneider. I don't like his politics or anything like that. I'm purely fixated on his looks. And just memories of watching him on SNL when I was younger. So I love Rob Schneider. I've always loved Rob Schneider. I think he's the sexiest man alive besides my husband, Christopher. And I dragged my girlfriends to go see him perform live in Boston. And it wasn't great. The show wasn't that good.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
We went out to a fancy dinner before. And so afterwards, it was me, Bunny, Chas, and Stugas. We're like, oh my God, we're all dressed up. It's a Saturday night. We're in downtown Boston. Like, we never do this. Let's go somewhere, you know? So we wanted to go to this karaoke bar, but like they weren't doing karaoke that night. So then we just literally circled back around to the hotel. I think it's the W, maybe? That's what it's called. But it's on the corner right across from the theater. So we walk in and that's like bottle service and stuff. And the hostess is like, okay, you guys can sit at this table, but like there's people coming, so like you can have one drink. So we get a drink and we're sitting there and like Bunny's outside on the phone and we're just laughing and whatever. And all of a sudden, coming out of the theater across the street is Rob Schneider. I'm going to cry just thinking about it. I love him. I left my purse inside. I upped and I freaking ran with my phone. And I was just standing there and I was just, he was like signing, like I was the only woman. There was all these guys getting his autograph. And I was like standing in the middle of the street screaming, "You're my one! You're my one!" So I got a selfie with him. It's not a good selfie. And then he kissed me on the cheek, and I fell on my knees to the ground in the middle of
I feel like it's probably rare that he gets that sort of reaction from me.
I know.
I don't know, but that's so amazing.
So oh man, now I'm so happy.
Yeah, I can't believe that you actually like met him in real life.
And then my friends were just standing like outside of the hotel bar. They were just like, what just happened? We went in, and I didn't have my ID or anything, and like security was standing right there, and I was like, yo, I'm sorry, but like I just left my purse. He's like, I saw everything, you can go in and get your purse. Like the whole restaurant was like watching me, and no one else was trying to get their picture with him.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Enough about me. It's time for me to shut up. So if you're new to this show, I always give anyone who's joined me for lockdown lunch the opportunity to have the final word. It is their chance to be uplifting, inspiring, shout out, sing songs, dance, do whatever they want. But I shut up and I put on a pair of sunglasses. So Aimee, it's your turn, and the floor is yours.
Okay, well, I guess I would just say this has made it really evident how important it is to connect with like friends and family. And I think that talking to people that just get you and like that understand, if you're having a hard time, like one of my best girlfriends who I've had since 5th grade, we talk like all the time and just checking in on people that you love and making sure that they're handling this okay with the fan. So funny. Yeah, so just connecting with people that you love, I think, is my advice. And also what's been really entertaining for me is doing that 30-day song challenge on Instagram. I don't know. That's just been like a fun thing to look forward to every day. Like, ooh, what fun song can I pick out today? But yeah, just tell people that you love them and connect with them.
Aww.
Love you.
Very good advice. I love you. You've been a fabulous guest and family member.
Yes, I know. I'm excited to be closer to you next.
And I'm grateful for everyone who's tuned in and who's been liking and sharing and commenting and correcting me when I say stupid stuff. Aimee, thank you so much for taking time out of your brunch time, 10 a.m.
Normally I would have lunch, but I took this for my lunch, so now I'll just work during my lunch. I appreciate
it. It means a lot to me.
It was worth it.
And it means a lot to me for everyone watching at home or wherever you're watching this thing, and I hope that you're all having a great time. Tomorrow, you should tune in. We have Brett Will Taylor, who I've worked with in the past, and he's also we've stayed connected on social media. He's in Texas, but he has Texas stories, New Orleans stories, Boston stories. He's very well traveled. He's a storytelling shaman and consultant, and wow. I need to learn exactly what that means, and probably maybe you do too, watching. And we're going to talk about how the lockdown has brought him closer to his mom and what a pandemic teaches us about the snow globe worlds that we live in. He's hilarious. It's going to be a great show. So I hope you'll tune in. And if you don't, that's also fine. You do you. Thank you again, Aimee. I love you so much. And I hope we'll talk soon.
Happy Earth Day.
So everyone, stay home, stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, and if you know Rob Schneider, tell him that I love him. Bye.
If you know John Leguizamo, tell him that I love him.
Yes.
All right. Bye.